Alrighty, we are live. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Did you watch? Actually, you know what? Did you listen to episode 1? I don't know why I said watch. Maybe it's because I distributed to YouTube on my channel. I don't know. But again, for those who have seen episode 1, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Comment but down below. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe and give this give this video rather a thumbs up. Good God, episode 2, and I am still fucking this shit up. And yeah, so obviously episode 1 was just an introduction episode, but going forward, I kind of want to have a theme with some of these episodes, at least for the next 4 to 5. And this is something that for this episode 2, I decided to go something with a little more, not out of my wheelhouse, but just something I don't really have a whole lot of experience in, and that is relationships. For those who are listening, are you in a relationship? Are you dating somebody? Are you just starting to date? Are you engaged? Are you married? Or are you just somebody who's a really good friend and you want to say to he or she, hey, I like you, let's go out? Where are you guys out there who are listening? Where is your status in relationships right now? I'd love to hear them in the comments. Now for me, I am very, 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 very single. Too single. To the point where when I'm at home and my mom and my sister, I constantly hear them in the living room or somewhere in the house. I constantly hear the phrase, "We're never gonna get him married off." Why is that? Because I'm me. I'm not necessarily a horrible person. I'm just a real pain in the ass. And with that, also, I'm an introvert. I don't really like to go out. Also, I hate the clubs. The clubs are specifically Mango's down, I believe it's K Street. It's so hot in there. Everybody's soaked in sweat. Like, have you ever gone through that place trying to go to the bathroom and then you are just trying to rummage through these bodies? Wait, what does rummage mean? I'm trying to in my situation, get to point A, but you're trying to just get there, but you have such an obstacle course of just sweaty people just grinding on each other to loud music that's so loud your ears start bleeding. Yeah, I don't like that place. I've gone there twice because a friend of mine told me come out, so I did, and both times it sucked donkey dick. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not a fan of that place, and I don't really like to go out to the clubs. The last time I really went out was, I would say last summer. Yeah, last summer because I went and met some friends from junior high at a bar. And actually, they weren't. They were classmates that I would talk to occasionally. I guess they're friends. I don't know. I talked to some of them occasionally, but I wasn't never really super close with anybody. I was literally at home in bed reading The Dirge last summer, the Motley Crue book, when this girl I knew texted me. She said, "Hey, we're down in Sac. I know you live around here. Just want to come out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there in like 20 minutes." And she said, and she was saying how I just found you out because I didn't know what you were doing. And I said, "Girl, I was literally in bed reading a book." She's like, "Oh, okay." And then went to this one bar, and then we went to another bar that was across the street from Mango's. I forget what it's called. Ran into some people from work there, did a little dancy. But anyway, I'm also on the dating apps. I don't know if anybody else is. It's the common thing to do nowadays, especially amongst, because I'm 23, almost 24. I'll be 24 in December. But, especially around our age, like, it's just a lot of the time we're supposed to be on those, I guess. My apologies, I was taking a sip, but that way my mouth is all lubed. So I could do some more talk. But anyway, so back to the dating apps thing. I'm on them. I get on and off them many, many, many times. I go on Tinder and I do Bumble and I start both. Then after a while, I'm just like, I can't do this. I hate this. And the one time I did go out with a chick, she looked nothing like her pictures. Yeah, it was just bad. I was very nice, but I ghosted her ass. I didn't talk to her again. And I've had some matches with some gorgeous women, but of course, I fucked that shit up, and then also they don't message back. Sorry, I'm also checking my Instagram stories right now. Alrighty, back to that. So For those who are listening to this, have you guys been on the dating apps long? Like, what is your experience? Because something I've noticed is on Tinder specifically, there are a lot of them are just like, I need friends. I'm like, well, again, like this is a app where a lot of it where it started off as just a hookup app, and those who are at least in Sacramento are just looking for just a hookup. It's weird shit to where it's like, hey, we're a couple. And again, it's not the good kind looking for a threesome. It's always a chick and a dude. It's never two chicks. They're always like, hi, we're happily married, open marriage, and we just want to have some fun in the bedroom. A little freaky dinky shit under the sheets. And again, like, do they sound like that? No, but like whenever I see like profiles that are like that, that's like what I constantly hear in my head. It's just, I want you to fuck me while my husband jerks off in the corner because he loves to see me get treated like a dirty little whore. And yeah, and again, that is fucked up shit. And guess what? That is, I literally came across one many times that are like that. And also, that just, no, I swipe left on all of those. But like one time a friend of mine took my phone and she swiped right on this couple that was looking for a unicorn. And I was like, God damn you, Marissa! Oh man, that was, and I was like, "What the hell, dude?" And then she thought it was so fucking funny, and luckily, from as far as I know, they didn't match, they didn't swipe back. Good, because that would have been awkward. And then on Bumble, it's the one where the girl messages you first, and that one's okay, but for some reason there's just not a whole lot of people on that one, and maybe it's just because it's Sacramento and it's not Los Angeles or one of these very populated cities like in LA, like in New York, like in Chicago, like San Francisco, even et cetera, where it's millions upon millions upon millions of people within like I would say maybe like a 5 to 10 mile range. But yeah, in Sacramento you swipe through a few and then you're just done. But then also, like, it also depends on the age that you're going for. I don't swipe on 18-year-olds. I'm not a weirdo. Because again, I'm almost 24 years old, and plus my sister graduated high school last year, and occasionally like I'll swipe on 19-year-olds, but at the same time it just feels really weird because it would be like me dating one of her friends. And now again, like let's say if I was, because again my sister is 5 years younger than me, or actually no, 4 years and 3/4 younger than me, because I was December '96. She is September 2001, and we had the same date of the month, to the 29th. So, like let's say if 10 years, or let's say like 5 to 10 years from now, where it's like I'm 28 and she has friends who are like 24, 25 or whatever, then yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. But like now, that's just weird. But yeah, anyway, I occasionally swipe out a 19-year-old, because if they're cute, they're cute. But at the same time, like some of them, you're just like, oh my god, you look too fucking young. I just can't do it. And it's not where it's one of those things where it's I have this fear of being looking like the opening credits of SVU on NBC. But like it's the thing where I just can't do it. But in regards to older women, because my age range on dating is like for dating, I would say like 3 to 3.5 years younger, then maybe 2 to maybe 2.5, maybe even 3 years older. But anything beyond that, I just want just simple, casual sex. And again, I'm talking a big game from somebody who I've said in the beginning of this episode, I don't go out that much. I am very, very single. And again, I shouldn't be having all of these like standards, but at the same time, the more I think about it, I should not be in a relationship because I'm just so fucked in the head from all the shit that's gone on in my life. Like I'm severely fucked up, mentally at least. It's to where now I'm just like I would love to go out with you or have fun and just have a casual relationship, but at the same time, like I just I'm afraid that like I will fuck it up or I will hurt your feelings, and it's not my intention to hurt your feelings or fuck shit up. But at the same time, I just know that eventually I will fuck it up. So that's why I figure, hey, you want to just have some, you want to maybe go hang out every once in a while, maybe just have fun, maybe be there for a conversation, and occasionally maybe hook up or have a casual FWB relationship, and one of those. But dating is just one of the things where I don't know if I can really do it. And then also it also depends on like what do you think really constitutes being in a relationship? Do a lot of you think about does that mean being in a relationship? I'm on this website called lifehack.org, and it says and this article is called 14 things to do in a relationship. I'm gonna read them off. And let's see. The heading is it's called 14 things to do in your relationship, and then the subheading is romantic relationships can be the most wonderful part about your life. Yeah, it depends, but they can also be the worst, of course. What are some things that you can do in your relationship to move it towards the quote unquote wonderful spectrum? Number one, talk about your day. Okay. It says here, sharing everyday relationships can help both sides. It can get any frustrations off their chest or any thoughts, and the listener gets to know more about the person. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Because there was this girl that I liked for a very long time. I would love to just talk about her. I would just love to just text her and just ask, "Hey, how did your day go?" But she would always be like, "Good, fine." I was like, "Anything happen?" I would legit want to hear about your day. But at the same time, this was a girl that obviously never wanted to be with me because I don't really know why, but I know that 7 years ago she said, "I'm sorry, I don't like you that way." Maybe it's just because of the way I look like. And I know looks aren't everything, but at the same time, you never know because sometimes they are. Let's say hypothetically, because I do know a lot of attractive women, I'm friendly with a lot of them. And then before you start assuming, it's not like I could be like, "Hey, yo, wanna go hook up tonight?" Why do I do that voice? I don't know. But again, it's not one of those things where it's like that. Like I can, talk to one of them and just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" But it's not one of those things where it's the other thing. But I do feel as though, let's just say hypothetically, if I was skinnier, because again, like I'm not like morbidly obese to where I need a fucking motorized scooter, but at the same time, I still weigh like 240. I was before the pandemic happened, I was down to 226. That was the lightest I have been since 2011 in 8th grade because I pudged in 4th grade, and that shit is not great. When you come back from summer, and then on the first day, and I think it was the first day of 4th grade. But there was a day in the very beginning of 4th grade where we took these pictures, or we took pictures of us, and then we put them on the wall. And when you are, a chubby or you're a pudgy 9-year-old, and your American Idiot T-shirt doesn't necessarily doesn't have a whole lot of room, if you know what I mean, because sometimes when you wear a shirt, it can have some room to where you can breathe it in a little bit, and that's fine. Which is why usually I wear some XL shirts. They're fine. They're they're loose on me. Some are a little bit tight. And sometimes I just have to wear a double XL. I hate it because that's what I used to wear all the time. But there are times where an XL shirt can be tight, and that was kind of what the case for when I was in 4th grade. I was wearing that. I believe it was maybe a medium American Idiot T-shirt. But yeah, I did not look great in that. But you know what I mean. Going back to the point though. When, hypothetically, if I was skinny and if I had started to have muscle, and I feel like if the pandemic hadn't happened and the gyms hadn't closed, I would be thin out right now and I'd be close to getting very muscular. But I'm just thinking, what if I was muscular and thin all through high school and middle school? Maybe I would have dated a lot more. Maybe I wouldn't be so shy. Maybe I wouldn't be so mentally just, I suck. I'm a loser. Does anybody else feel like that? Because I feel like that a lot sometimes. Maybe it's just because I had low self-esteem, and then, like I said, some shit happened to me, and it fucked with my head a little bit, and now it's because of that I have this weird image of myself all the time. And I like to think of myself as an asshole, because that way let's say hypothetically I date a girl who's beautiful, right? She's gorgeous, she's nice, she's funny, she's a great person to talk to, she can have intelligent conversation. because let me pull up this Bumble bio that I came across today. And again, this I swiped on her obviously, but again, this girl probably is my definition of the perfect woman. Her bio was that about how the bio was, yeah, Netflix and Disney Plus are cool and all, but I wish Blockbuster was still open. That's amazing. That's an amazing bio already, because I'm a cinephile and I love video stores. And, and then she talks about some of her trivia, and I was like, I love that shit. And then one of the things was because on Bumble you had the bio, and then like one of the because you can have a couple like fun questions where you have like a secret skill or like we'll get along if. And then what hers was for the we'll get along, it was like if you like Harry Potter shit. This shit crosses off all the boxes, and she's gorgeous. So she literally, to me, is the definition of the perfect woman. Excuse me, sorry. So I was texting my buddy, and I was just like, bro, I think I just may have just found the perfect woman ever. And plus, again, she was beautiful too. But I do realize, let's say hypothetically we do match, we do start dating. I just feel as though like, hey, I will fuck this shit up anyway, and I know you will. I know that it will eventually break up. I know that'll happen. So I figure, in my head, I think, why don't we just end it now? That way you can just move on to the next person, because I know that eventually you will dump me and then move on to the next person, which is fine, because that's what's supposed to happen. I'm not saying, like get dumped, next, just on and on and on and on. But at the same time, I don't want to marry the first person that I'm ever with. I don't want to get married right now. I'm 23 years old, almost 24, and my career hasn't even started yet. I just graduated college, and then I'm finishing films, and I start film school soon. Hopefully the fall, depending on how this shit in the pandemic is happening. But at the same time, I just feel as though I will fuck shit up, and then I am going off topic again. Let's go back. Rewind. Going back to the fact that I'm 23 years old. I don't want to settle down right now. I at least want to have a lot of experiences, a lot of highs in my personal life and my professional life, and a lot of lows in my professional life and my personal life. So highs and lows in a mix. Kind of to like, I don't know. This is like the gold standard of Hollywood relationships to me, but this is kind of like my version of perfect relationship, where it's kind of like Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen. You guys know who those people are, right? For the older crowds, Ted Danson was on Cheers, and for the younger people, Ted Danson was on The Good Place. And Mary Steenburgen has literally been in everything: Parenthood, Step Brothers, The Last Man on Earth, etc., etc., etc. And from what I understand, they both got together after I think after Mary Steenburgen ended shit with her husband. And I think Ted Danson was with their once Ted Danson started being with her. I think Cheers had ended. He had gone through divorce or ended a long relationship, and he'd been through a bunch of personal shit. And then now he finds this person. They find each other. I think they were working on a movie. I think that's what Mary said, or Ted. It was on a Sam Jones interview, I believe, where they were talking about it. It was one of them. I just don't know who Sam Jones was talking to. But yeah, their relationship seems good, man. They've been together for like, I think 24, 25 years, some shit like that. Maybe even a little bit more. Because I think they got married in 95, and I think they've been together since 93. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. You can go on their Wikipedia for yourself. But again, like the way they talk about each other now, like that, that's love. That is love right there. And there's a part on Late Night with Seth Meyers, right? And Seth Meyers is interviewing Ted Danson, and I think they were just at the Emmys or the Golden Globes or something. And Mary Steenburgen always looks beautiful. Like she at whatever award show. Or like red carpet or whatever, like she always just looks like $1 million. She looks like, how in those Disney movies, in the cartoons, you have not necessarily the fairy godmother, but how at the end, like you have the mother of the princess and I don't know. this is a weird analogy because, hey, the more I think about it, not a whole lot of Disney cartoons had a lot of parents in them because most of the parents in the Disney cartoons were dead or something. But, yeah, let me find that shit. But, let's see here. But then in regards to mine, it's not like I haven't tried, and then I would always talk about, I'm not good enough for a relationship, and then, and a part of me is like, yeah, it's kind of true. I'm not necessarily a great person to be in a relationship with because I have such low self-esteem. But at the same time, if you feel so low about yourself, I will bring myself down literally 10 times more just to make you feel better. It's true. That is literally what I will do. Let's see here. Do you remember Shaun of the Dead? That shit was funny. Oh, here it is. Alright, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. Alright, it's about to...
I also want to show how handsome you are and how beautiful Mary looked.
Mary!
Yeah, look
Look at my wife. Look at her.
So Phoebe, who else?
You see that? That is great. That is great. When you guys have been married for like 25 years, maybe even 23, past 20. Like, the main thing is, like, you've been married for a long time, and you can talk about your wife that way. And plus, like, he was like 70, I think. And I think she's like maybe like 63, maybe. I don't know their ages, but I know definitely Ted Danson is over 70, and he's, so in love with his wife, and that's beautiful. But yeah, as regards to me, like, I'm not in a relationship. I probably won't be for at least a little bit, and a part of me feels as though I need to get skinny before I date somebody, so that it's not that my confidence will boost up. Like, my like low self-esteem, I feel, stays in you for a fairly long period of time, and I feel like you may not really never ever get over it. And you know what? I've been doing this now for about 22 minutes. Do you want to get back to the list here? We just did number 1. Number 2 is play together. What do they mean? As in, like, board games, or you go to the room and you do the wild monkey dance, the horizontal polka, the dance with no pants. I can't think of any other fun terms for sex. One important thing you can do in your relationship is to have fun and be silly together. Find a sitcom you both enjoy or Google jokes to tell each other. We've all heard that the best medicine is laughter, right? Depends. You can also break out board games and a bottle of wine for a night of playful competition. Game night sounds fun. Or at least in the movie game night, that seemed fun. Without, all the murder and shit. But, one thing I feel like is fairly right is the fact that, have fun and be silly together. Like strip down whatever, shield you have, personality shield you have and just be your goofy self, whoever it is that you're with. And I know it's weird to for a single guy who's never dated anybody to be saying this, but again, I do feel like it's true, One thing that I feel like is kind of a strength of mine is I have a, not necessarily solid track record of, murderous jokes, as in, I tell a joke and it just destroys and makes everybody crying and laughing, but at the same time, usually when I talk to a girl, I make her laugh a lot of the time, whether it's a friend or somebody I've just met. And I feel like that's definitely one of my strengths. And I literally have no problem being silly with a girl. Like, I literally posted a video on Instagram of me doing a random dancing to the song Just My Imagination, Running Away With Me by The Temptations. You remember Dickie Roberts when they're on stilts and they're going, it was just my imagination, dun, 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 running away with me, dun, dun, oh, it was just my imagination. You like that? Very nice, very nice. But yeah, I do feel like this is true. Ooh, number 3 is a good one. Make food together. Cooking together seems nice. Whether it's cooking the dinner or whipping up homemade chocolate chip cookies. Ooh, making baked goods with your girl or baked goods with your man. That seems very, very nice. Food brings people together. Kind of does. You not only get to spend time together in the kitchen, but you also get to revel in the success of your dish and enjoy a meal together. That is kind of true. I've always thought about cooking, what it would be like to cook dinner with a girl. It seems pleasant, have some solid music playing, and plus, I took three cooking courses in high school, so I know how to do some shit. And then, and I picked up a couple tips from some chefs that I worked with over the years, so I know how to slice some shit fairly good. And I'm a fairly decent cook. My mom's a good cook, so it's not that hard. One thing though is I'm definitely not one of these people that can pick up a bunch of random ingredients, then chop, put them on the pan, and then voila. I have to have instructions and shit. But I think I'm a decent cook and enough to where, I could probably sweep a girl off her feet. Kind of like how Jon Favreau did in that movie Chef with Scarlett Johansson and Sofia Vergara. You've seen that movie, right? If you haven't, it's a great movie. But the scene where Scarlett Johansson and Jon Favreau are sitting in the parking lot and they're talking, and then and Jon Favreau leans in for a kiss, I believe, and Scarlett Johansson's all, "I thought we agreed, we're not doing that." And then, and I think they're tugging or something. And then Jon Favreau says, "Let me make you something." And he does. And it shows him making this garlic pasta. I forget what it's called, but you have garlic cloves and olive oil. You got some pasta boiling, and then you have that garlic mixed in with the noodles, and you have some red pepper flakes in there. Put a little basil. It looked wonderful. It looked so good. But yeah, cooking together, that's definitely a solid one. Number 4, define boundaries. Whether you've been together 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 years, boy, you might not be on the same page all the time. Duh. If you do, you're crazy. You are straight out of one of those Twilight Zone episodes where it's a perfect town, and then one little thing turns you into a psycho. Anyway, it says you need to let the other person know what is and it is not okay in regards to the relationship. This knowledge will allow you both to feel more relaxed, safe, and comfortable. Huh. Yeah, I can see that, setting up boundaries, I wouldn't let a girl, go through my phone. And again, it's not like I would have anything on the phone, but at the same time, I wouldn't go through hers, and and I feel like I would trust her enough to where it'd be like, hey, are you, I know you're with me, but you're not cheating me, are you? And as long as I feel like you're upfront with that, and that you're both good, then I feel like there's no reason to go through each other's shit. Yeah, that's a simple one. Just set some shit up, follow it. Number 5, definitely be honest. It says here, nothing hurts a relationship like a lie. Depends. It may not even be a huge deal, but the deception alone breaks trust that could be hard to recover. Yeah, that's been done a lot in a lot of sitcoms about relationships. Whether it's the mom and the dad, or a main character and a reoccurring character girlfriend. Anyway, and it follows by saying, if you are feeling guilty about something, however small, it might be best to confess right away to ensure it doesn't come up later. Very true. Be honest with your significant other. Don't hide shit, and you'll be fine. Number 6. Ooh, snuggle. It says physical touch is so important to feel connected with your partner. Grab some popcorn and your favorite movie and hunker down for a cozy night together. You know what? That seems so nice. That just seems so nice, have some comfortable clothing on, get yourself a bowl of corn and some little snacks, and sit in the bed and snuggle together and watch some Netflix or some Hulu or a movie that you guys got a Redbox that night. Just snuggle, and not even if you're watching something, just snuggle together and just talk about shit. Any couples out there snuggle? Snuggling with their significant other seems very nice. Number 7, test good morning or good night. It says starting and or ending the day showing your love, you are thinking of him/her can help strengthen your relationship. I guess. I tried that. It didn't work. Number 8, encourage each other. It says whether your loved one is in school or working a job, he or she needs to know you support what he or she does. Exclamation point. Ooh, they're serious. Surprise your special someone with a note of encouragement. just be there for your significant other. Be there for your partner, be there for your girlfriend, be there for your boyfriend, whoever it is you're with. Just be there for them, and and obviously don't be like I'm here for you, babe. Don't be like overly like, hey, I'm here for everything, and don't you dare go for anybody else, only me. But at the same time, just be like, hey, listen, I'm here for you, and if they're having a bad day, just be like, listen, I love you very much. You're a great person. You kick ass at everything. You're gonna do great things. Whatever situation it is, just pump them full of positivity, and you'll be fine. This one sounds a little funky. Number 10, sweat together. Do any couples work out with each other? I see them on Instagram a lot of the time, and then there's this one that was there's one that was really cute, which is it was a girl and her boyfriend, and the boyfriend didn't have legs, I believe. And again, like I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. This is just if I remember from the video. I think he's lifting weights or he's pulling the cable down, and then as he does the action, she kisses him. And then he either lifts or pushes or pulls, whatever action he does. Let's just say bench press. He brings the barbell down, and then she kisses, and then barbell up. I don't know if that's the exact action, but that's kind of like what it is in my head. It's very vague. But it's saying being physically fit is important as it is, but those who are in romantic relationships tend to ditch the gym in favor of spending time with his/her loved one. Why not combine together time and gym time? It says most individuals find it attractive to see their partner break a sweat. Couples, for those who are dating people, do you like to see your partner sweat? Do you think it's so hot when they come in the door, whether they just lifted weights or done Pilates or gymnastics or yoga or just something? And they come in, they're wearing their workout clothes, and they're soaked in sweat. Or if the girl comes in, she just undoes her ponytail and lets her hair flow through the wind. Does that get your guys' engines revved? The idea of working out with your significant other. It seems decent. Like if they want to go for a couple's jog, that's nice. Working out together at the gym, like go together with the gym, go to the gym together. But at the same time, I don't want to do the same exercises as you, because I just feel like not everybody works out the same way. But yeah, work out with each other. That seems nice. 11, be willing to compromise. Guys are gonna be doing a lot of this shit. Well, then again, everybody is. But you know what I mean. Like people compromising, you have to do. It says you might not always see eye to eye in your relationship. After all, you are two different people. The key is to be understanding of the other person's ideals and, when possible, meet halfway. This does not mean you have to give up everything you believe in. However, it also means that you might not get your way every single time. Accepting this balance is key in healthy partnership. Yeah, you gotta meet halfway. Right on the bottom, yes I do. All right, well, I just butchered that note. That was Rihanna that sang that song, right? I think so. I may be wrong, probably wrong. But yeah, you gotta compromise. You gotta meet halfway. It's a two-way streak. It's not like it's a 2-lane road. It's not like it's a highway and a bike path. It's like you are both on this road together, and you gotta meet halfway. That's important. Number 12, compliment each other. Complimenting each other, it says there is plenty of pressure from the outside world to be perfect, the perfect body, the perfect disposition. I don't know what that word means. To be the most successful. Yeah, that's understandable. A romantic relationship should be a safe place, so reassure your partner that he or she is attractive, lovable, and accomplished. Yeah, and especially the guys too. When you're dating somebody, like when you're dating, in your eyes, the most beautiful girl on the planet, you need to compliment that girl forever. Treat her like a fucking queen. Treat her like a princess. Whatever the proper analogy is, like just show her affection, but not overly too much, but enough to where it's like, hey, I love you so much. You make me so happy. And like if you, in the sense you live together, when I wake up every morning and a few seconds before you wake up, I turn over and I see your sleeping face and I smile because I realize every single morning I get to wake up and see that beautiful face, the face of an angel, every single day, and it makes me so happy. Something like that. That doesn't seem like it's too hard. And plus, if you mean it, you should obviously mean it. And let's see, number 13, travel together. Oh god, this is definitely something I'm gonna have to do in my mid to late 20s when I'm with a girl. Number 13, travel together. It says exploring a new location, soaking up the sun. Soaking up the sun may end badly for those who forget to put on sunscreen. And trying new restaurants can help you further the bond of your relationship. If you travel via car to said destination, there is bound to be lots of conversations. That is true. Road trips can lead to a lot of talk. Especially if you're going to a place that's at least an hour. Because obviously, yeah, you can talk a little bit, in 20 to 30 minutes. But I mean, like when you get going to a place that's like an hour away, that is where you get a lot of shit revealed. You find out about like some beliefs that you never heard about before. Can you guys hear me swallow water? I don't know. But anyway, like when you're in a long car ride, you get to find out a lot about the person that you're with. And on a plane, not so much, because again, like you can't move around, you can't really talk that loud, because again, like you're in a tube with 100 people. How many people are fit in a plane? Like an average commercial flight jet, it's got to be at least 100, right? Maybe 150. Especially those ones where it's like 3 sections. I've only been on ones where I've only been on a handful where it's 3. A lot of the time it's 2. Oh, I will say though, one time, I believe this was 2013, I sat, but all my family members were off to the side, and I sat right next to this one girl who was so smoking hot, right? I was talking to this girl. We were on a plane to, I believe it was, if I remember correctly, 2013. It is Maui. Yeah, I was on a plane to Maui. And I sat next to this girl, and she was so hot, right? And me and her talked for like 3 hours about random shit, music, television, whatever. And I feel like, obviously I never talked to her again because, she went on her way. But again, I had a lovely 3-hour conversation with a gorgeous blonde chick on a plane. I should stop saying the word chick. And, but anyway, yeah, so that was a fun conversation to have with this girl, and I was shocked that she was talking to me. But, I feel like also because I have low self-esteem, that makes me better to talk to a woman. Now, of course, like getting started is the one thing where I'm just like, hi, how are you? And actually, for a lot of people, when I talk, it's a lot of just. That's just because I'm hella shy, whether it's with a friend or with just somebody that I'm on a possible date with. I don't know. Even just coworkers, I fuck shit up. I can't really talk. Sometimes I just mumble. And then possibly that's also just because a lot of the time when I was younger, people didn't necessarily want me to talk. That was the thing. And for me, because of that kind of fucked me up a little bit. It kind of messed with my head sometime. Or sometimes. Good God, I'm messing up already, and I'm just talking into a microphone on my Mac. But yeah, this on a long car ride or on a long trip, get to know a lot about a person. You get to know some shit you probably never knew before, and you get to open up to that person. You get to open up, and you should open up, because at the same time, like, if you're keeping shit bottled up, then why the hell are you with this person? Number 14, be willing to work. This says the final is a must. Duh. Relationships can be fun, but you also may encounter rough times. Of course, everybody encounters rough times. You must work through this to make your bond deeper and come out the other side stronger and happier than ever. There might not be as much stress if you are not in a romantic relationship, but you will certainly not find the benefits of truly sharing life and love with someone if you don't take the plunge. That is something that I definitely will struggle with once I really start dating people. Because again, like I said, I'm fucked in the head. I'm messed up here, man. and it'll be weird for me when a gorgeous girl like wants to be with me. It'll just be like, what the fuck? This shouldn't be happening. Like you should be just like rejecting me in front of the entire school population, or at least that's how it should go in my head. You should be rejecting me. You should say, ew, no, why the hell am I gonna go out with you? And then go date whoever you think because of how you look should fit with how you look on the outside. That sounds overly complicated because I'm sure not all women are shallow. But you can't deny there are some who prefer looks over mind, which is why I want to just keep working out until I'm thin. And then once I'm thinned out, I want to put on muscle, and then hopefully by the time I'm at least 24, in the next 6.5 months, hopefully I'll look decent because today is the 29th. Shit, my birthday is exactly 6 months from today. So if I have 6 months and I'm muscular by then, I'll probably be dating somebody by my 24th birthday. Maybe on my Instagram you'll see a girl and me kissing in front of a birthday cake, saying "Happy birthday to my love you, you're the best, babe." Blah 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 blah. I don't know if that's the exact words, but you know what I mean. Generally, when somebody's dating somebody, and it's their birthday, they post a lovely picture that's very nice, saying "Happy birthday to the love of my life," or "My love, the girl that I'm," or the best guy on the planet. You know what I'm saying? I see those almost every other day. And what's a sign though that that shit is happening is because the couples are making the relationship work. They are making it work. And then you see a lot of film and television about relationships because it's something that everybody deals with. There can be movies or television where it's about divorce and they get back together at the end, or it could be like Mrs. Doubtfire. And again, I know this is a weird thing to say about Mrs. Doubtfire, but like Mrs. Doubtfire, I feel truly is one of the best representations about divorce. I just feel it is. And yes, it's about a guy dressing up as an old lady to hang out with his kids, but if you think about the underlying tones of it, it really is a very honest and realistic portrayal of divorce. How the parents are fighting, and how it's affecting the kids, and about how the mom is going to start dating again. And you know what? What's a great thing, though, about that movie, though, is when the mom was dating again, she's dating Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan is not a dick. Other than a little line where he says, yeah, the dad's a loser. Like, he's a nice guy. He is a really nice guy. And I remember, do you remember the scene where they all go to the club, and he's in the pool with all the kids, and Sally Field, and he's talking to his friend, I guess. And then I think it was his friend was saying on the lines of like, I can't believe you're dating a woman with 3 kids. And then Pierce Brosnan's all, yeah, no, but the kids are great. And the little one, oh, she's so great. I love her kids. Her kids are amazing. Her kids are awesome. And again, like the fact that like it's a movie where you have it's Pierce Brosnan, but this is before James Bond, but this is still Pierce Brosnan, and the fact that he's a tall British man, he's good looking, and in a film and in this movie he wants to happily date a girl with 3 kids. But that shows, like, hey, that is a man. That is a real man. And I have nothing against, people who don't want to date people with kids. Like, personally, right now, I don't want to date anybody with kids. Because I'm a kid myself. And plus, again, I'm fucked up in the head, so I don't really want a relationship anyway. But at the same time, let's say if I was, like, 26, 27, I don't have a problem dating somebody with a kid. Because by then, I probably would have lived in LA for about 2.5 to 3 years. Hopefully, at least my career has kind of started. I'm earning a living, paying my bills, make sure everything gets paid on time, and then I can have a nice little apartment. And then let's say I meet a girl and we start talking, and then she reveals I got a kid, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then she goes, if I'm telling you this right now so you can run, I'm like, you know what? Maybe in 5 years I'll be one of the guy that's saying, listen, I'm not gonna run. I want to be, if it's okay with you, I would like to meet the kid. If it's okay with you. And if not, that's fine. But just let you know that I'm not going to run. Obviously, I would want to, maybe I'll ask like a handful of things about, where the parent is, or where the dad is, or just, where's the other parent? And I would, and if they want to tell me about that, great. If not, then that's fine. But, you know, again, like in like 5 years when I'm like 28, 29, yeah, I have no problem dating somebody who has a kid. Now, no. Like on Tinder, if I see a, or any dating app I'm on where it's like says I got a kid, like I'm swiping left. Like when I see this one, I think every once in a while I see a profile where it's like I'm either 22 or 23. Like I'm not saying a woman is changing. I don't know how old I am, but like, you know, sometimes a girl that is 22 or a girl that is 23, they'll say, and this has happened like 9 times, where it's like I'm a mother of 3 kids. And I was like, fuck that shit. Swipe left. Swipe left on that motherfucker. And again, something against her, but it's just the fact that like I'm fucking immature as shit. I am very immature. I'm a almost 24-year-old man who still buys toys. The other day, I came across at Walmart a Fast and the Furious remote control car that is the Toyota Supra from the first Fast and the Furious. I was literally like, oh my god, that looks so fun to play with. Oh my god, how did that burp sound, by the way? A part of me wants to edit that out, but at the same time, like, that would be hilarious if you guys had this on full volume and then you just hear this big old bleh. But yeah, I was saying how I saw that toy and I was just like, oh my god, that looks so fun to play with. It looks so fun. Because I have all these toys, man. I got, you know, I have a Incredibles 2 action figure set. I got a lot of Nickelodeon stuff. I have a Dwight Schrute action figure. I got a Shannon Doherty from Mallrats action figure hanging in my room on the wall. I have a lot of toys that I would just be like, listen, like let's say hypothetically, because I know in LA, wherever I'm living, I'll have a bunch of toys in boxes, and if a woman brings her kid over and say, hey, listen, these are not, obviously I'll have them for high shelf, and I would say, hey, I'm sorry, but these are not for playing. I bought them, and they're just for display, but I have plenty of, because again, I'll still buy shit that I play with. Like, it would be like, hey, you can play with this stuff, but you can't touch that. And plus, again, like he or she probably wouldn't be able to touch it because it's on a high ceiling. Did I say high ceiling? Let's say it's up on a shelf. Very, 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 very high shelf. And then in regards to back to this whole topic about being willing to work at it. A friend of mine I've known since middle school. He's been with this girl. They're married and they're about to have their second kid. And I think they've been married for like 4 or 5 years now. And he seems, as again, I don't really know his wife that well. I had one class with her. I talked to her a handful of times, but I talked to him more because again, I've known him for over 10 years now. And you know, and he seems really happy with her. And they seem really happy together, and that's great. But and then eventually for me, you know, like I'm sure, you know, I'll start posting, you know, me dating this beautiful girl, and everybody should be like, oh my god, Danny's dating a girl, Danny's got a girlfriend. But you know, like obviously, you know, there'll be pictures of me and her, whoever this is gonna be, you know, smiling or her just hanging out, or maybe like it'll be in like like let's say if like we're just getting like Dutch Bros or something, and I'll, you know, and she's sitting in the passenger seat, I may take a picture of her just because she made me look so beautiful that day, and you know, and I'll probably caption it like, I cannot believe that I'm dating this so gorgeous, beautiful girl. It amazes me every single day, or some cheesy shit like that. I'm gonna say something so fucking cheesy once I start dating a chick. I talked about this earlier. My sister keeps telling me, you gotta stop saying that word chick. She says it's very objective. And it's not with the times. I say a lot of shit that's not with the times. It's not the shit that's like bad, but at the same time, like I remember one time I said the word broad. This was like a year and a half ago, and a coworker of mine's friend who was a girl was just sitting outside, and then another coworker of mine was just like, dude, I'm like, what? Like, there's a girl right there. And I'm like, sorry. Yeah, I have like this brain of like an 80, like I'm almost 24 years old, but I have the brain of like an 80-year-old man because I have this such like TV and film knowledge going all the way back to like the 1940s and 30s. Again, like I would love to know, like this is not that far, but I would be like, hey, anybody who's 23 to 24 years old, just in my age range, raise your hand if you know what the Andy Griffith Show is, or better yet, raise your hand if you know who Eddie Munster is. I've never seen the Munsters, but I know what the show is. And especially it's weird now when this is off topic, but it's so weird now, like when shows that you love when they were on, they're now new to this whole new era of kids. Because Elizabeth Gillies, you know Elizabeth Gillies, right? She was on. I think I believe she's still on Dynasty. That's on CW, but I know her as Jade from Victorious because she was the most attractive one of the four girls on there. But yeah, she was saying, I guess, in an interview about how the new like because Victorious, I believe, it's on Netflix now. I believe it's still on there, but she's saying how because Victorious is on Netflix now, we had this whole new new era of kids discovering it, and then I'm just like, that's not fair. Okay, I would be just for some reason I'm just like, no. That Victorious was like my era's show, like me, because I'm 23, and like the age of people going all the way back to probably at least 15 probably watched it when it was on the air, and it was on the air for I think 4 years, but they split the last season into 2 sections because it got canceled. And that finale, by the way, the finale was not good. Like the whole objective, because it never really had a proper ending. The only one of the only handful of those shows that had a proper ending were iCarly, Drake and Josh, but they aired the episode out of order. Zoe 101 had a good ending, of course, the whole of that shit started of like, oh my god, Jamie Lynn Spears' pregnancy ended the show. Then Dan Schneider is all, no, we wrapped everything before she announced that she was pregnant. Because again, like they shoot all, especially because it's because of Zoe 101 and how they shot it. I'm sure they shot that shit months to maybe even a year before it aired. But back to like what I was saying, I was because she was saying all these kids now are coming up to me like, are you Jade from Victorious? And I'm just like, that's no my show, mine. God, I sound like a little bitch right now. But yeah, going back to that, god damn it, I keep going so far off track, and it's fucking annoying. And I'm sure everybody is listening to this like, god damn it, Danny, stay the fuck on track. I don't care if you're tight or not, or just whatever. Just stop being a little bitch. Get on track, god damn it. And so let's wrap this up with saying this. You and make sure people realize this. I did not just fart. That was my mouth because usually generally when I fuck up I just go but anyway, yeah, you got to make it work. You have to make it work, and you'll experience some rough shit. You'll experience some highs and experience some lows. Not every relationship is perfect, because if it is, then you are, again, the same analogy. You are in the twilight zone. And that's one of the relationships to where if it's so picture perfect that one little thing can cause an entire thing to just crumble down. And again, I don't know when I'll marry my let's say I don't know when I don't know if I ever will get married. I probably won't have kids, and if it is, it'll be a miracle. Also, my main thing is if I do have kids, it would be at least when my career has been going for at least a good period of time. Because I feel like once you have kids, you have to start realizing, okay, I can't do said amount of movies every year or do said TV show. Like I had to realize, hey, I need to be there want to be there for my kid and be there for my wife, etc., etc. So I definitely just want to have my career as an actor, writer, whatever, just do my thing. And then eventually, once let's say if I'm on a show, let's say hypothetically I'm on Saturday Night Live. Some people who work on that show can have families, and that's fine, because maybe that's also because the benefit is you get 4 months off. But to me, I don't really think I could date anybody who, let's say hypothetically, if I do have that schedule, it would just a lot of work and a lot of me just being in my own head, being in my own zone. But, let's say after I leave, let's say hypothetically I'm on the show for 7 years, right? I get hired when I'm 24 and I end when I'm 31, and then maybe then I get married and start having kids, blah, 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 blah. But, when you have a kid, you need to make that your number one priority. Nothing else matters when you become a parent. Nothing else matters. Only your kid matters, and that's it. And obviously, I don't care about that shit now because, again, I don't want kids right now. They probably won't. I may never have them, and if I do, it'll probably be at least when I'm 34, 35, somewhere around there. And then also when I'm having a serious relationship, and also that's another thing. When will I get married? If I ever will get married, and if I do, I want to just make it at least just the one marriage, and then that's it. As in, like, like once I marry said person, I'm gonna be with that person for the rest of my life. So, again, like experience some good relationship, like date. I'm not saying pull out through a bunch of girls, or if it's a female watching this or anybody else, like just if you go through a bunch of boyfriends and girlfriends or whatever, like just keep dating people, person after person after person after person. I'm not doing like you shouldn't be doing that just because like hey I'm done with this one next, but at the same time it's just like you get to experience, you get to have the good and the bad, and if you don't have the good and the bad, then really like you're stuck in this like bubble, and when you don't have that much experience in relationships, like your bubble gonna get burst. It's gonna get burst so early in the relationship that you think is so perfect. And the reason why you may think it's so perfect is because you haven't had much experience with some. And then maybe there's a case where like, hey, you've been in so many bad ones that why don't you start the good one? It's like, oh my god, this is perfect. This is amazing. I love this. And if that's the case, good for you. But I just know that like I don't want to settle down like super early. I want to experience the good and the bad. And then maybe, I'm not saying, date somebody and make it famous, but, it would help to date somebody in the industry because at least they would understand the work schedule that you have. Because, like, if you work on the CW, you are gone for at least 5 to 6 months out of the year. It's well known. Like, if you work on one of those CW shows like Riverdale or any of the Berlanti shows, you go to Vancouver and you shoot that shit, and you're there for at least 5.5 to 6 months because I'm guessing on the CW, I think the episodes are what 22 episode seasons, something like that. Because I know that they spend a week shooting an episode of television that's an hour long. I'm guessing because I know that on multicams they shoot them like they rehearse, and they tape it like a play. And whereas single cam, like they have the shit like all right, we're shooting this today, and then we're shooting this shit tomorrow. You shoot shit out of order on the single camera shit. You shoot it like a film, and in many ways you shoot basically you shoot a mini film every week. So obviously when you're in that industry, I think it's best to date somebody that's also in the industry because again they'll understand the schedule, they understand, and you'll know how to make long distance work because you'd be like, hey, listen, I understand because I'm doing that shit too. But at the same time, that can kind of hurt if like your relationships or if your careers are just totally different. Like if you're on a multi-camera sitcom and instead of whereas like let's say if I was on a multi-camera sitcom and that shoots live audience every week, but whereas like if my girlfriend is working on some show that requires her to go to like all these other locations that are at minimum a 3-hour plane ride away, it will suck. But obviously, like I said, like the word saying this topic is, you have to make it work and be willing to make it work. And that's all it is. And again, it's not battles, it's not winning, it's not losing. Ray Romano says marriage is all about points, but then again, maybe it is because maybe Ray Romano's been married for over 30 years, and his relationship with his wife seems very good, and it seems like the kind of one I would like to have. Specifically, how they make fun of each other. Well, they might not make fun, but like because again, like he's a comedian. Ray's a comedian, and he talks about his wife and his kids and his act a lot. And I'm a comic. At least I'll get back into it. And maybe I'm still doing stand-up when I start being with this gorgeous girl that may be the one forever. And they have to be ready for the fact that like, hey, I'm gonna talk about you. And again, like, and of course, like they'll probably say, okay, that was funny, but at the same time, fuck you. Oh my god, how does a burp sound in the podcast? Sorry, that shit burned coming up. What did I have for lunch today, or what did I eat previous? I did have a weight loss drink. Before that, I had a meal replacement shake. Why those two combined together? That shit makes your throat feel terrible. But yeah, as I'm wrapping this up, like I said, you gotta be willing to work, make it work. So yeah, be willing to work, travel together, complement each other, be willing to compromise, sweat together. That's a little bit. Hang out together in a group. Did I talk about this one? Hang out together in a group where it's talking about spending time as a couple is important, but it's also important to see your partner interact with other people. You will likely remember why you fell for this person in the first place. Yeah, go out, socialize, watch your partner go out and interact with other people, and then maybe you'll see why you fell in love with this person because of how she is with other people. So yeah, and then also encourage each other, text good morning or good night, snuggle, definitely snuggle. Be honest, of course, define boundaries. You gotta set some shit up, make food together. That's very nice. Play together. Yes, be silly, and then of course the other type of play. By the way, like how many people when they were kids, their parents told them that sex was just called playing? Because I remember me and my dad were watching South Park, and it just shows Cartman's mom getting plowed, and my dad was covering my eyes, and he's like, "Don't worry, son, they're just playing." Like when was it protocol to say to tell your kids that when they're fucking, it's called, oh hey, they're playing. So like hypothetically, let's say if in a hypothetical sense my mom walks in on me having sex with a chick, can I just say, hey, we're just playing? Probably not. My mom would whoop my ass and say, what the hell are you doing? And then lastly, talk about your day. Hear what your partner has to say. Hear what your girlfriend has to say. Hear what your boyfriend has to say. Hear what your husband or wife, etc., etc., etc. You need to want to talk with them about this shit. Talk about their day. What happened? Anything make you bad? Anything make you mad? Anything make you sad? Anything just brighten up your day? You have to want to know. Like, hey, I want to hear everything. Let's sit down and let's just talk about what happened to you today. But don't come on like super strong. Like, hey, I want to talk about you all day, every day. Otherwise, you're kind of like that guy, that Alec Baldwin character from Friends. What was his name? What was his fucking name? Was his name Parker? Let me look it up. Let's see, Alec Baldwin, Friends character. Oh, fucking Siri, you suck. Loading. Parker, that's what it was. Yes, I was right. Don't be one of those Parkers where it's like, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be here. I'm taking a mental picture of everything. And then you have like a fake camera where you're just like, click, 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 mental picture. Click, 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 click. Oh God, I'm sorry. On the website, they're showing this commercial where it's like eating dinner early as health benefits, where it's and then it just shows a fat person just eating, just chomping down on whatever food that's bad for you or something. I don't know. But yeah, basically, just those are the 14 things. Let's go over them again. Talk about your day. Play together. Make food together. Define boundaries. Be honest. Snuggle. Text good morning or good night. Encourage each other. Hang out together in a group. Sweat together. Be willing to compromise. Compliment each other. Travel together. And be willing to work. Yes. Yes. Those are the 14 things. And you know what? This podcast meandered quite a bit because, again, I'm just talking to myself. Well, not myself, but I'm talking into a microphone. And I hope you guys liked this episode. Like I said, give it a like. Comment below. What did you think? Comment and how this relates to you. Hit subscribe. Promote it. Do what you want. All right, guys, that is it. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.